Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to talk about the art of not people pleasing. Have you ever caught yourself saying yes when you really wanted to say no, or agreeing to something just because you didn't want to upset someone? This is the subtle but powerful grip of people pleasing. It feels safe, comfortable even, to put others' needs above your own. After all, who doesn't want to be liked and accepted? But here's the thing: living your life to meet others' expectations comes at a huge cost. Your happiness, freedom, and authenticity. People pleasing might seem like an act of kindness, but when done excessively, it drains your energy and leaves you feeling disconnected from your true self. And in this episode, we're going to talk about what people pleasing is, why it's so hard to stop, and most importantly, how you can break free from the uh, people pleasing, how you can break free from the uh, habit of people pleasing to live life on your terms. Because when you prioritize yourself, you reclaim your power, and that's when life truly begins to feel like your own. So let's first talk about what is people pleasing. People pleasing is the habit of consistently putting others' needs, desires, and expectations ahead of your own. While it's normal to want to help others or to maintain harmonious relationships, people pleasing goes beyond that. It often stems from a deep seated need to be liked, accepted, or validated by others. The tricky part is that people pleasing is often disguised as kindness or compassion. You might think, I'm just being helpful or I don't want to cause any trouble. But when this behavior becomes habitual, you end up sacrificing your own needs, opinions, and happiness, and sometimes your true self. The desire to please others can also come from a fear of conflict or rejection, both of which are uncomfortable but necessary parts of authentic relationships. The bottom line is that people pleasing can make you feel stuck. You begin to live by other people's expectations and lose touch with what you truly want. Instead of living for yourself, you're constantly trying to meet the expectations of those around you. Now, what is the cost of people pleasing? Well, at first glance, people pleasing seems like an easy way to avoid conflict and keep the peace, but the cost is much higher than you might think. Over time, constantly prioritizing others over yourself leads to burnout, resentment, and even loss of identity. You start to feel invisible in your own life, like a puppet whose strings are pulled by everyone else's demands. When you're always saying yes to make others happy, you say no to your own dreams, goals, and well being. And the longer this goes on, the more disconnected you become from your true self. People pleasing can also damage relationships. When you always put others' needs first, you're not being honest with them or yourself. This can lead to frustration, bottled up emotions, and a breakdown in communication. True, healthy relationships thrive on authenticity, not on being, uh, not on bending over backward to please others. But why do we people please? Why do we fall into this pattern of people pleasing? For many, it's rooted in fear of rejection, fear of being disliked, or fear of conflict. Somewhere along the way, you learn that saying no or asserting your own needs would lead to negative consequences. And this fear keeps you in the cycle of seeking approval from others to feel safe or accepted. Another factor is societal conditioning also. We're often taught from a very young age that being nice means putting others before ourselves. Over time, this belief becomes deeply ingrained. We become convinced that if we prioritize our needs, we're selfish or inconsiderate, but that's far from the truth. Family dynamics also play a role. If you grow up in an environment where approval or love was conditional on being good or compliant, you might have developed people pleasing tendencies as a survival mechanism. In adulthood, this behavior continues as you try to earn love, validation, or approval from others. Ultimately, people pleasing comes from a desire to avoid discomfort. Saying yes when you mean no allows you to dodge potential conflict, disappointment, or disapproval. But the price is your own freedom and authenticity. Now that we've identified the root causes of people pleasing, let's also talk about how to break free from this pattern and start living life on your own terms. And here are some actionable steps to help you regain control over your decisions and priorities. The first step is self awareness, recognizing when you're falling into people pleasing patterns. Pay attention to situations where you feel compelled to say yes, even though you want to say no. Are you agreeing because it aligns with your values or because you fear disappointing someone? Reflect on how often you compromise your own needs for the sake of others. Step number 2 is to set clear boundaries. Healthy boundaries are very important for living on your own terms. Practice saying no without feeling guilty. Remember that setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary for protecting your time, energy, and mental health. Start small by declining minor requests and gradually build up to bigger challenges. Step number 3, embrace discomfort. Breaking free from people pleasing involves embracing the discomfort of potential conflict or disapproval. Not everyone will be happy when you start asserting your needs, and that's okay. Allow yourself to sit with the discomfort, knowing that prioritizing yourself is not only healthy but empowering. Next step is prioritizing self validation. Instead of seeking validation from others, focus on validating yourself. Trust your instincts and honor your own opinions. When you stop needing external approval, you reclaim your power and become more aligned with your authentic self. And you also need to be open and honest with those around you. If you're always saying yes out of fear of disappointing someone, you're not being true to yourself or them. Honest communication builds stronger relationships and allows others to respect your boundaries. Release the need for perfection. Many people pleasers strive for perfection to avoid criticism or judgment. But the truth is, no one is perfect, and no one expects you to be perfect. Let go of the unrealistic standards you set for yourself and accept that it's okay to disappoint others sometimes. Living life on your own terms isn't about disregarding others' feelings or needs. It's about balancing them with your own. It's about recognizing that you have the right to pursue your passions. It's your life. You have the right to pursue your dreams and your desires without constantly seeking external approval. When you stop people pleasing, you gain the freedom to say yes to what truly matters to you and no to what drains you. You start making decisions based on your own values and goals rather than out of fear of what others might think. Living authentically allows you to build deeper, more genuine connections with others because you're showing up as your true self. The more you prioritize your own happiness and well being, the more fulfilled and empowered you'll feel. The art of not people pleasing is a journey towards self liberation. It's about honoring your own needs, setting boundaries, and embracing the discomfort that comes with prioritizing yourself. By letting go of the need to constantly please others, you open the door to living a life that's aligned with who you truly are. Remember, you deserve to live on your own terms. When you reclaim your power and stop living for others, you create space for more joy, authenticity, and freedom in your life.